Hi everyone. Today we're going to propagate by cutting sage, one of my favorite herbs. Well, they're all my favorite, but these have some great interesting facts on it, and they're a little different from the other stuff that I propagated in that these could be hardwood cuttings, and that's a different thing. So let me show you how. I already did 6. If you zoom in, by the way, this one is the pineapple sage. It has the beautiful red flowers. And if you bring it in, or if you're in a different zone, like zone 9, it's a perennial. But while I'm doing this, I'll read my facts for you. Right here, I'm gonna find, when propagating these, I'm gonna do soft cuttings. But let me show you a hard cutting. See here, it's already gone to almost like a bark. That's a different type of rooting stimulant. So this one I'm not going to do, but I will link it. So when you cut these, you have 1 set of leaves, 2, 3. Under the 3rd one, you're going to cut with sterilized scissors. Then you're going to peel. Are you peeled close? And don't throw away the leaves. You could dry them or make tea, as my daughter said. Okay, are you zoomed in? Here, you're going to just scrape it, just injure it just a little bit. And the reason is, you can even take your finger and do that. You want the rooting compound to absorb in there and just start rooting it. So you just dip, poke a hole. And again, sage is more of a desert plant. It likes a lot of sand. So this is maybe 50-50 again with sand, maybe 60% sand, and then the rest compost. Okay, some of the fun facts on sage is back in the 17th century, see right here, the Chinese loved sage. They had never had it before, but the Dutch traders came and said, we'll give you 1 pound of sage leaves for 3 to 4 pounds of tea. And the Chinese did it because they've never had such an exotic, herb. And that's how it got to China, by the way. Okay. And the reason it's called a sage plant, it's the wise herb. Well, it has several names. Because they thought if you had enough sage, it would stimulate the brain and make you wise. I mean, maybe it does. That's why I forget stuff. I haven't had enough sage. Okay. And let me show you something else on these. Okay, I'm going to peel this. Now, let's say did that backwards. Let me zoom in. Now, let's say there's not many leaves, so I want to leave a little more leaves. I could cut this leaf in half here and here. I'm going to leave the small ones. And basically, it's going to produce its energy into the roots, not growing the leaves. So that's something else you could do. There's roughly 500 varieties of sage, all different. Here's one of my favorites, purple. And we could propagate this one. It just needs to get a little larger, but see here, we could go through here. And this one has the best smell, I think. This pineapple sage is the best flowers. It's very exotic. Oh, I love the smell of that. And you always have to leave leaves below. You can't just cut unless there's something there. So they used to rub sage on their teeth, thinking, and maybe it does, it'll help whiten your teeth. So that's fun. Okay, these are really big leaves, so I'm going to cut in half, see, and leave those 2. Okay, last one, I think. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Now, everywhere that I cut, just like the other stuff that I propagated, especially in basil and sage and stuff, and mints, this sage is actually out of the mint family. It will actually make the peace sign. I must have been a hippie. And it'll grow 2 more flower or leaves coming out this way, branches. Branches, I guess, is the best way to do it. So now what to do with sage? One, I use it just for ornamental, this type. I mean, I do eat it, but for me it's the flowers. I mean, it's a showstopper. But I take this and I either dry it, and I'll show you that one day, and then you put it in bags and you could use it all year. If I have room, I put it in a Ziploc bag, wind it, and take the air out, and I can freeze it for a whole year. So, but that's it. Just a quick propagation of sage. Have a great day. I really appreciate everybody. Please like and subscribe and share. It's so important to us. We're just starting out. And we take pictures. You could Gmail us. I leave the link, but bye. Hi everyone, I'm back. We have propagated the sage plant a while back, and I wanted to show you how it rooted and what the plant that I took it from came out. But every cutting made it. Actually, it's having problems because I haven't done it. But can you see the little roots sticking out? Okay, that means it's time to take it out. And see all the roots here? This went wonderfully. So now I'm going to put it out into the garden in containers, and I'm going to plant it with my cabbages because it brings beneficial insects. And also it has a horrible smell that the cabbage moth and everything else, it hates it. So, but I'm going to show you later on. But now I just wanted to get a little bigger and get used to regular soil. Remember, it was, see the root system here? Okay. I mean, this was such an easy propagation. So, and I'm just putting a bigger container like this. And then I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. Oh, these are really stuck in here. I mean, those roots are crazy. So, what people say is when you plant cabbage and stuff, I told you it's really beneficial for that. They said let it flower even though it's not a pretty flower. Just sacrifice 1 or 2. Like here, one of these was flowering. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one, of course. But the pineapple sage, I grow it for the beautiful flower, and I'm going to put a picture of it. It's so gorgeous, so tropical looking. You want it to bloom, and it'll go around the cabbage and everything. But I want to show you where I cut it. I told you that it would make a peace sign. See how it made a peace sign here? And I wanted that anyway because now it's going to bush out more. It's going to have 2 flowers out of it. And when I cut it, it was smaller than this, and this has grown so much. Okay, so basically it was an easy plant. You could have 1 or 2 plants, buy it, propagate it. I'll show you how to do it. Well, I did that in the first part of the video. And then I'm going to show you later on how to put it outside with cabbage and in the plants. Now, the next video that I'm going to do is going to go with either squash or chamomile and mint. Both are great for pots, and they're great for protectors of other plants because of the smell. But I'll go over that in the next video. This is it. Nice to see you again. Goodbye.